The story everyone is talking about in the US today, and we have the latest updates right here. Welcome to USA News. If you don't want to miss what happens next, subscribe now. Here is what we know so far. Chicago mass shooting leaves 12 injured as city reels from holiday weekend violence. A night that was supposed to be filled with celebration quickly turned into chaos and fear on Chicago's South Side. Authorities say at least 12 people were injured in a mass shooting late Thursday night after gunmen opened fire into a large crowd gathered in the city's far South Side neighborhood. The shocking incident unfolded just before midnight, sending people running for cover and leaving multiple victims hospitalized. According to Chicago police, a red SUV pulled up alongside a crowd shortly after 11 p.m. Witnesses say the vehicle slowed down before two individuals inside allegedly began firing multiple shots into the gathering. Within seconds, panic erupted as people scrambled to escape the gunfire. When officers arrived at the scene, they discovered a 32-year-old woman suffering from 2 gunshot wounds to her back. Nearby, a 44-year-old man had sustained 4 graze wounds. Both victims were transported to local hospitals and were reported to be in good condition. But those were only the first victims identified. As the investigation continued, authorities learned that at least 12 people between the ages of 17 and 47 had been struck by gunfire. Many of the injured transported themselves to nearby hospitals in the aftermath of the shooting. 2 victims remain in critical condition, a 17-year-old boy and a 26-year-old man. Police also reported that a 13th individual suffered injuries but declined medical treatment. Miraculously, despite the number of victims, no fatalities have been reported. As of now, no arrests have been made, and investigators are working to determine a motive behind the attack. Detectives continue to review surveillance footage, interview witnesses, and search for the suspects responsible. The shooting came during a holiday weekend when city leaders were urging residents to prioritize safety. Earlier that same day, Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson encouraged families to check in on loved ones and celebrate Juneteenth and Father's Day responsibly. The timing of the violence has made the incident even more heartbreaking for many residents. Just hours before the shooting, former President Barack Obama and former First Lady Michelle Obama welcomed visitors to the public opening of the Obama Presidential Center on Chicago's South Side. The historic opening was seen as a symbol of hope, progress, and investment in local communities. The center is located less than 5 miles from where the shooting occurred. For many Chicago residents, the contrast was impossible to ignore. A day marked by celebration, history, and community pride ended with flashing police lights, emergency sirens, and families anxiously waiting for updates on their loved ones. Across social media, reactions poured in almost immediately. Many users expressed frustration over the continued cycle of gun violence affecting American cities. Others offered prayers and support for the victims and their families. Community leaders also called for unity and stronger efforts to address violence before more lives are changed forever. Witnesses described terrifying moments as shots rang out unexpectedly. Some reportedly dove to the ground, while others ran for safety in every direction. Parents searched for children. Friends desperately tried contacting loved ones. What began as a gathering quickly became a scene of confusion and fear. For the victims, the emotional impact may last far longer than the physical injuries. As investigators continue searching for answers, many questions remain unanswered. Who were the shooters? Was the crowd specifically targeted? And what can be done to prevent another tragedy like this from happening? For now, Chicago waits. The victims recover. Families hope for justice. And a community once again finds itself confronting the painful reality of gun violence. We'll continue following this developing story and provide updates as new information becomes available. If you found this report informative, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss important breaking news updates from across the United States. Thanks for watching, and please keep the victims and their families in your thoughts.